So guys, as we're going live, if you are on the Elite Inner Circle group, the link's in the group, and I'm just making sure that we are going live across them all. It's so far only showing one group live, so we'll have to give it a few moments, and then once we are live, then we can carry on. So, but it's been very exciting, and we got new members joining all the time now, which is great. Bob's coming in, so wait for him for his audio to start up. By the way, I'll hit record on this, guys. Are you coming in to join us? You have to accept the fact that we are recording, because we put this into we're aiming to put these into the Inner Circle mentoring group on the site. So yeah. And I know a moment ago Ken tried getting in. So Ken, if you're watching this, come back in. You can hit the same link that you had before. And
hello, Lynn.
Evening, Lynn.
Hi, Steve.
Evening,
Hello,
Bob.
Hi, Bob.
I've got some lovely, exciting news coming up.
You always have exciting news.
Yeah. Well, I started putting together. If you want to admit people, Robert, while I talk, I started putting together for the Inner Circle Elite members only how to build your PBN. And as of next Friday, we are going to do PBN training, and it's step by step all the way through. It's the first part next week. We were going to do it this week, but because of Thanksgiving in America, which I completely forgot about, and people on holidays, so we may not have as many in tonight, and all sorts of things going on, I thought rather than put it out now, we'll do that next week, the first part, then the week after the second part, and the third week, the final part. So and that's going to build your first triangle pyramid, top to bottom. All right, here comes our newest member, one of our newest members called Ken. So we'll let him hop in and we'll say good evening to him in a moment. So yeah, this is super exciting. We go out on all our platforms tonight. I haven't seen many notifications, so I'm hoping it has added us to all of them. So I will go and check our Inner Circle group a moment and just make sure that we have gone out on that as well. If we haven't, then no, we are live. It just hasn't notified me. Isn't that nice of it? That's the system for you in Facebook. So yeah, but we've got starting tonight. We're going to go over just the members area for people, because we changed it on recommendations, and we've made it step by step. And so in a short while, we'll show that live to everybody, because it's not a problem to show that, and then we'll explain.
Well, it actually would show to everybody what else is in our Inner Circle training, because you have no idea how much actually gets done. And I'm
knackered.
I mean, look at how quickly you put that together, Stephen. You put together last call a directory site build for the magic themes.
Yeah.
This call, you've already have the single niche PBN training coming together, which we're going to talk about. We're not going to start it, but
and the things within a week, right? It was last Friday when a few members said to me, "Can we have it step by step?" Right? And within a few days, I had it step by step. I had to unfortunately reset everyone's accounts on the system, and that's what we're going to show tonight to save confusion. But basically, when you're in the members area now, you'll see the welcome one. You go in there and there's a little continue button. We'll show you in a minute. You hit continue, and don't rush it, because if you rush it, if you just go into one of the modules and go next, the next module will take a bit longer to appear, and you have to keep refreshing. So follow it slowly, take your time, right? And then the next module will appear by the time you come back into the main members area, and eventually you have all of them showing. And we had to change it like that from feedback, because some people were going, well, okay, there's this bit of training here. What bit do I do first? And that's why we changed it to step 1 to, I think, step 5. And then those that got the monthly deal, that's where the monthly themes will be going in. There's already the directory site in there for the first month's one. There's a little bit of training missing because I did the video, I went to upload it, and the video errored, and I've got to re-record it because I can't get it back. So, and this is literally the lead simplify bit, and so I'm going to do that first thing in the morning, and get added to the group. But the main training's there for the directory site. But there's so much going into this. It's step-by-step training, and it's super exciting.
Just to help people out that, like Ken is here, he's brand new, but there's other people that are trying to put the pieces together just in the beginning here, because it's a lot to take on. But as it starts, the most important part, as the welcome video says, is get into your members area. Start getting familiar with the members area. Second thing, get joined to the first Facebook group, which is the common open public group, which is our launching Done For You Magic Themes group. We can't publicly put out the link to the elite inner circle mentoring group. We don't do that. So you have to access that link through your members area. And that's where it gets a little confusing for people. But once you have that members area set up and you're inside of it, you can then find the link to the Done For You Elite Inner Circle Mentoring group, which is where we would rather you watch from for the Q&As, because we will broadcast live to some of the other groups, and we'll cover general trainings in there. But when we get into the meat and potatoes, so to speak, of what we're going to get into as far as topics, we continue on in the Inner Circle Elite group only. So welcome aboard, Ken. Welcome and hello to everybody. I hope everybody had a nice holiday. Thanksgiving is such a whirlwind event in my house because of the getting ready and the food and getting to the different houses, yesterday. And by the time you're home, you're just wiped out. Plus you way overeat, but that's a personal problem.
So I was going to briefly get on the show, explain to people the new members area. So a lot of people have already been in it. We've got new members as well. When you first get into this members area now, a lot of people only see the welcome one and none of these. Okay. If you're not part of the elite membership group, this elite inner circle one will be grayed out. And when you click on it, it takes you to an offer, which is the $97 a month to sign up and get in. That offer, by the way, the 97 deal is going to be changing soon because we've had a lot of feedback. And so that deal's not going to be around for much longer because it is such a good deal. And we've had some wonderful feedback from people. And so we're going to change it slightly where basically one of the deals in the future will be that you don't get the monthly themes as part of the $97. You get access to the hosting, get access to us, all the elite training. But it's just a slightly different offer to be able to get in there. But the main thing is when you come in here, you'll see that this is going to be the welcome video. You come into this and it basically said, this is the welcome video. The one thing we missed out in here, and I'm going to try and do an edit, is it says, please note, you need to click the blue continue button to see the next module and steps when they appear. And that's that button there. All right. So this is the welcome video. There's the standard Facebook group that everyone can join for free. And we'll still put occasional tips and tricks in there. That's the other one we go out on tonight to everybody. And then the access support. And then as you go through and you click the continue button, then step 1 appears. And when you've gone through step 1, step 2 appears and so on. And this is the hosting and WordPress install, WordPress ID, the site ID, Magic Page plugin install. Step 3 is install the DFY Magic themes. And step 4 is the magic form that we have in our members area. I can show that in a moment. Minify your website and set the locations up, the physical pages. And then in here is obviously the monthly themes we'll be adding, the elite inner circle information and additional advanced training. When you sign up to the elite group, you get access to the lead simplify training. We don't give that out on the standard account because we like to show you how we are using it with DFY Magic themes. And then of course the starter pack, if you, depending on what level you've signed up, that's the 5 themes: the electrician, gardener, painter, pest control, and web design.
So Steve, just excuse me for 1 second. Just to clarify, when you come in as a new member, you're only going to see the welcome icon and what else?
You'll see the welcome icon, and you'll see a grayed out elite inner circle icon if you haven't signed up to the monthlies. If you sign up to the monthlies, what will then show is the welcome one, the elite inner circle one, the monthly themes one, and lead simplify and the starter packs. These ones will show automatically. And then after you've watched the first welcome videos, step 1 will then appear. When you've watched all the step 1 videos, step 2 will appear, and so on.
So for everybody that has already done the training once and we had to reset your accounts, you have to click the welcome video and you have to click the continue button to get step 1 to appear, and then step 2 and step 3. Now, however, you only have to do that once
and do it slowly
through, then everything will stay in your account. You don't have to keep doing that every time.
No, but do it slowly. If you do it really quickly, like I'm doing, and you come back here, this will not show up for about 20-30 seconds, and then you have to refresh eventually until it does appear, because the systems are set to check that you followed the course basically, and so it has a delay of 20 seconds before that appears. So if you go in, if you just went in here and went, I've already done all this, and you go continue really quickly, right, it won't appear, and then you have to wait 20 seconds or so, refresh, and it will come in. All right, it's just a delay thing in the software. It's how LearnDash have set it up. And then you follow step 1. Once you've done step 1, then step 2 will appear, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And once you've gone through all of this, it will then stay in there. All right. And the monthly themes are going to appear in here. We've got the directory 1, and we'll be adding more. If this gets too big, and we get like, once we get to 12 themes, we will most likely then do elite monthly themes number 2. Only because when you get to so many, you don't want to be scrolling down the page forever to see the one at the bottom. And so, but this change, step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, is thanks to the defiers, who last week said, can't we have step 1, 2, 3, and 5 to keep it separate? And that's what we've done. So people help us change this. Now, the thing to know, guys, if you've signed up on the elite group, under the elite inner circle tab is the link to the inner circle Facebook group, where then you can get the link to come in on the lives, because after a while, I'll stop sharing my screen time. After a while, we're going to say goodnight to everybody on all the Facebook channels. And when we said goodnight, then I have to do some messing around with the system to go live back in the inner circle only. And so we reappear back in there. We all talk, see how everyone's doing. We keep that private. We're in the inner circle group. That's something that you will miss out on if you're not part of it.
No, and that simplification is a great amount of work.
Yeah.
Just to have that members area look like that and function like that is a lot of work. But at the end of the day, it makes it so much easier for everybody to find what they need to find and go through the build. And on the word of the build, the one tip, I don't know if there's a standard amount of time, but when you buy a domain name and you set the DNS name servers on your domain name, you have to give it time to propagate.
Yeah.
And it's going to take sometimes literally seconds. If it's a brand new domain, they can propagate really fast. And other times they can take hours to 24 hours.
Yeah.
So when you go to add it to your hosting account, at that point, after you've set the name servers, you can add it to your hosting account, but just don't build WordPress just yet. Give it time. And there's that, what is the one check, Stephen? You put the domain name in the browser, check it until you see a file?
Yeah, so the way you do it is follow the training that is under hosting and WordPress install. And you can do the WordPress install inside the control panel, the hosting panel, and preset that up ready. You follow how I show the domain, the name service for the domain, and then you just go back to your main domain name. So if it's 123.com, and just refresh. Right, and if it's a blank screen or this can't be displayed, give it an hour. Come back an hour later, refresh, and eventually, with some point within within 24 hours, it could be like you said. I've set a new domain up today, right, and it was 10 minutes. Yeah, I changed an old domain to the new name servers, and that took 24 hours. So you have to understand that these things can take a bit of time. It's not what it's down to is this. The hosting companies with the domains will update them as quickly as they can, normally within an hour. But the problem being is your own ISP, internet service provider, will cache a lot of server data locally to them to save them bandwidth issues. So what happens then is you're going, oh, this isn't updating. It's because your own ISP is locking it down. So you have to wait 24 hours for them to update their servers, and then you can see everything.
So Bob, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
That when you first came back to the members area, that tripped you up because you didn't see the icons, right?
Well, exactly. I didn't realize I was supposed to click on the continue button because I had to actually go in it again. I just assumed because I'd been through it, but read the instructions.
Well, it's not, it's just, I wanted to make sure for myself, because when people ask me why they're not seeing something, I wanted to confirm that is what's happening for you guys, because you've already been through the training. You don't want to watch the welcome video again because you've already heard it. But in reality, the welcome video sets the timer to do the rest of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's correct, Don. Men don't read instructions. I got that. But the reality is we had to reset everybody in the new members area because and then now when you see it, it makes sense because each step flows in to where you should have it. And we want to make the done for you system for everybody that's never done this from day one to buying the domain name, but to go through step by step and do the process without trying to jump ahead. Because when you jump ahead too far, you mess something up in the beginning. And that's why I was just saying that about it being able to propagate, because I ran into it the other day. I used an older domain name and I switched the name servers, and it took a while to get there, but it did get there. And I just bring that up because I know people are going to get tripped on that. They bought a domain name for something 3 months ago, haven't used it yet. They think it's brand new, it should be not a problem, but it has aged since then. And sometimes, there's millions and millions of websites being built every day. So we're not the owners of the internet. We're just trying to build sites, trying to stop you guys from tripping over your own feet sometimes on things that you don't know or you haven't seen before. So follow the training, watch the steps, read the instructions. As much as we don't want to, we have to do it, and this is how we get from point A to point B day by day, and the sites become easier and easier to build.
Robert, will you share your members area? Share your screen with the members area on. I'm going to make Robert panic a little bit now, in a nice way.
Every day, Stephen.
You know something, right? And I won't get much sympathy for this. I had man flu last week. I had the booster jab on Thursday, right? And I felt lousy all day Thursday and most of this. So it's certainly interesting. Refresh for me. Oh, where's it all gone, Robert?
Damn it.
Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add you to something else.
Support ticket. Where's the support ticket?
Refresh
You're
again.
going to go through it again, I think, Robert.
Robert, refresh once more. And let's see if this works. Hopefully it will. Just try once more again. Right. Anybody who hasn't signed up on the monthlies, this is what you will see. Right, I say welcome to DFY Magic Themes, and there'll be a join here button. When you click on that, it takes you to a link where you can sign up monthly. All right. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove that off of Robert's. If you refresh again now, Robert, and I'm just going to add you. That should disappear, and I'm just going to add you now to the ones that everyone else would see once they sign up. Give me a moment. Robert's going to get a ton of emails now that he's being being reconnected.
Lynn might get them too.
Hopefully she won't anymore now. I'm hoping they fix that.
I have loads.
It was the system updating itself all of a sudden. Right, that there, give access to that there, and let's have a look down. That there, and there's one more to add, and then he can refresh again and give access. If you refresh again, Robert, this is what people will see once they've signed up. If you when you sign up for the Elite Inner Circle Club, then you'll see these. All right, and they're the ones in order. So Elite Inner Circle, DFY Starter Themes, the monthly themes, and Lead Simplify. If you now, Robert, go into the welcome video.
I don't have the Elite monthly themes in mind.
Don't you?
Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I do. Sorry, I just can't read very well.
So if you now go into the welcome one,
Don's about to slap you there, Bob.
Right, and then if you just sit there for a moment or two, the cool thing is those that have already done most of these, you just sit there for about 10 seconds. Now click continue. All right, we just wait a moment or two. That's telling you about the normal Facebook group. Click continue again for me, Robert. And that's going to show about accessing the support desk and the link there. Click continue again. And hopefully now, fingers crossed, when he clicks continue, step one will show. If not, you have to give it a moment or two, Robert, and just refresh in a minute. So refresh again. It can take a moment or two to come in because it's.
Yeah, I don't think you gave the system enough time. That was the point. You can't. Yeah. You can't just click, meaning that you didn't watch the steps.
That's why if you watch one of the videos, it will eventually, when you play through it and then you click continue, it will eventually show up. So that's why rushing it can cause issues with the whole system. Let me just see if it's showing up. If you come back to the main menu now, Robert. There you go, and they're starting to appear now. Because he's already done them before, they will actually start coming in. So he could skip to number 3, because I didn't clear his tags out on the system. So they'll start appearing as they go along.
The point of this is not to make it harder for anybody, but it's also to the newer members can see how it works. At the same time, the older members can come back and realize, oh, I do need to see the welcome video for at least one more time.
Yeah.
And it'll refresh everything, because this is a complete brand new members area for everybody.
Yeah. So if he comes back, there we go.
And then once you've done them, they're here forever.
They are.
You just had to go through it once. So I think that was a very good overview, Stephen, for that. And anybody watching this new, follow the steps. Stay with the steps, which is the welcome. The actual inventory and the Facebook group is part of the welcome, but the starter packs are your websites. And you go through step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. Lead Simplify. If you already have it, you know what it is. If you don't know what it is, it's part of your autoresponder for doing your opt-ins and doing your directory site. And there's a lot to it, but that's a separate training that will go on the back end of adding to your Done For You Magic Themes websites.
Yeah. So anyway, at this point on Facebook, we're going to say good night to everyone for the moment. And then in a few minutes time, we'll be live again in the Inner Circle group only. And if you want to sign up to get into everything, there's currently a deal. If you know Mike Martin, he's been emailing out a deal where you can get in on this at a better price. If you go currently to dfymagicthemes.com, it's at the full price. If you haven't got the details, you're quite welcome to email support@dfymagicthemes.com, and we're happy to send you the right link so you can get in. Anyway, in the meantime, buy Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. And as soon as we're not live, then I'll bring us back in on the other system. So, but in the
Happy
meantime,
Black Friday, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon.
if you stop sharing for the minute, Robert, and then we can all say hello to each other a bit better. How's everyone's week been?
Busy.
Awesome.